Welcome to the Metal Bob Live Podcast. I am your host, Metal Bob. Today's show is brought to you by Legend Picks. That's LEGENDPICKS.com. Visit Legend Picks for all your custom guitar pick needs. And also artist Jeremiah Kalleck. You can find him on Instagram at JJKALLECK. There you can find his art, videos, and more. Links to our sponsors are listed in the episode description. On today's show, I had the honor of talking with vocalist Stephen Shareaux of Kik Tracee. We discuss Kik Tracee, his solo album Golden, and more. So sit back, have a listen, and enjoy the show. Thank you. Hello, Stephen.
Metal Bob.
How you doing, brother? Thank you for calling in.
Oh, you got it, my friend. How are you?
Doing really good, buddy. So, what's new, man? What's happening?
Well, just living the quarantine life.
Yeah, it's been tough, man. We're all kind of doing the same thing, man. It's been a interesting few weeks here.
We are all in it together, as they say, yes. But hopefully, everybody's doing their part and we can get this thing behind us sooner than later. But, definitely not something to be taken lightly.
Absolutely.
You healthy? Everybody good?
It's, so far so good, buddy. How about you?
Yes, sir. Yes, thankfully. Yes, thank you.
Good to hear.
All is well.
Good to hear.
Yeah, man.
So, you working on any new music?
I am. I'm actually currently in the studio working on a follow-up solo record to Golden, and mixing as we speak. Probably a week out from being done, and then I just got to figure out, a good, maybe slowly, leak some tracks and some stuff like that, and before a release, kind of a thing.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Golden. Now, speaking of Golden, that was a great record, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Very proud of that record. Probably, it felt like one of the most effortless recording sessions, and just, I don't know, experiences I've ever had making music and recording and whatnot. It just was very free flowing, and Bernie, my music partner, kind of one-man band guy, who just the two of us do the stuff together, and I'm doing it with him again, a guy named Bernie Larson here, a local Ojai guy, and just a real deal cat. But we just have a wonderful, chemistry and a little magic that happens between, when we get in a room and make stuff happen. So I figure, why, fix it if it ain't broke.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, I mean, there's some great songs on there. I mean, Between Us, obviously the title track Golden's a great song. Spark, Impossible. I mean, there's a lot of really good tracks on that record, and you can find that on Amazon or any of the music sites if anybody's interested in purchasing that.
Yes, you can. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, so there. I don't know if this is a rumor, if it's true, but I had heard from a friend that is there ever a possibility about Kik Tracee ever doing anything again?
I think we're the only. We're probably the only band from that era that has not reunited.
You're probably right.
Jesus, I mean, they're back with a vengeance. Yeah, that's a rumor, but there's not much, I think everybody would be into it, except, I don't know. And I'm not speaking for anybody, but, maybe a guy or two, but, who knows? We'll see what happens. If the right situation comes along and Johnny, the drummer, or, Johnny Douglas, he was just throwing down with Aerosmith, for crying out loud, for the last few months, while Joey was out and rehabilitating his foot. I guess he had a few things going on. So yeah, but everybody's good. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future as far as Kik Tracee goes in the reunion. But I don't know. The odds are odds are stacked against us.
Yeah, well,
I
never.
could, I go out and sing. I go out and sing some of that stuff. You know, I've been acoustically and you know, with my guy from Zen from Mars, Drew Fortier. He's you know, lovely enough to accompany me and you know, lead the way acoustically so I can sing some of that stuff for some people. But full band, we'll see.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, that was a great band, man. You guys put out some really good material, man. And I listened to it, you know, religiously still. I mean, it was always, you know, No Rules was always a great album, and Field Trip was a great EP. I mean, you guys had a lot of good stuff. And you know, one of the songs that I really enjoyed a lot, which I actually just listened to today, was Big Western Sky. I mean, can you tell me
Yeah.
can you tell me a little bit how that song was born, man?
That song was, you know, lyrically, it was something I had. I may have even written that like on my drive, you know, from the Midwest heading west back in '87. I might have had those lyrics, or something, a line or two of it. And then I remember sitting in you know, the whole band we were all living together and in Studio City at the Studio Colony Apartments, kind of like a big resort place for where all the labels would put up bands and stuff. And, and we would, you know, kind of compound and gather in the kitchen or whatever. And I remember sitting around, and Mike and I always used to, Mike Marcus he'd be strumming the guitar. And, you know, I just started, I believe that song came about. We were just sitting there, you know, he was strumming on the acoustic guitar, and kind of started building that, you know, what came to be Big Western Sky. And it really, it's just about the awe-inspiring, is kind of, you know, keeping your head up and so much to be grateful for. You know, if at the time, like I said, I was making the move from the Midwest out to, you know, to chase the dream of the rock stardom and whatnot, which, you know, turned out all right and had a lot of those, you know, dreams come true and whatnot. And that song's just a young kid, you know, me being the fortunate one with his new Paisley vest, you know. It's like,
right,
you know, or any you know, aspiring musician at that time on the Sunset Strip with the Paisley thing going on and whatnot, and just, you know, looking to make some dreams come true, man. It's possible. Just keep a good attitude, and if you can see it, you can be it. That's always been mine.
Absolutely. And you know, I know Dana Strum was involved in producing that first record. How was that working with Dana?
Dana was fantastic, man. You know, it's been a long time since I've talked about a lot of this stuff. You know, he really just got the band. He took us. He took what we were and was able to just take it to another level, I guess. You know, he had an understanding of myself and just the songs, and he just fully immersed himself in our world and in our process. We were kind of out, you know, Sunset Strip outliers, if you will. You know, we kind of just went into, we were a valley band, Kik Tracee was, and so we were out there in Northridge. We would rehearse pretty much every day or night of the week, and we'd go into the Strip and just kick ass, and then people, you know, would be talking the next day, but we would just turn around. We wouldn't hang out or hit the parties or do any after hour, you know. We just go in, load out, and head back, and then we literally would get back to rehearsal the next day. We were all very, very serious, you know, at the time. But yeah, he just came along and was the right guy at the right time with that record, you know, and you know, a lot of good stories from that. I mean, he was obviously, Slaughter at the time was breaking, and they were out on tour with Kiss, and you know, I was at one point, I believe we were getting down to the wire recording, and I was following, you know, basically out on the road with those guys, and we would book a studio wherever he was on a tour date, you know, be it in Minneapolis or in it was like 3 or 4 different cities, I remember, and we would just get a local studio and go in and track vocals, you know. It's like, and that's how he was. He'd work during the day and then go play the gig the next, you know, that night, or, you know, we work the next day or book, you know, we just, whatever it took to get it done. But Dana was, I don't think we could have gotten it done with any other guy, you know, any other guy at that time. He was a ball buster, and he definitely had a vision or caught our vision and took it even further. So it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And I remember when I ran into, I've met him a couple times, but one time that I had ran into him, it wasn't, "Hey Dana, how you doing? Can I get your autograph?" First thing I asked him was, "What's Kik Tracee doing?" And he kind of looked at me and he's like, "Wow, dude." He goes, "I don't know." Because I think at this time you were probably in Revel 8. It was around that time when I had brought that up to him, you know, and I was like, he goes, "Man," he goes, "I love those guys. They were a great band." He goes, "I would love to see those guys do it one more time." And I'm like, man, you know, because I never got to see you guys live. I bought all the albums, and I wasn't never fortunate enough to catch a show, which kind of stinks for me, but. You know, I'm sure you guys put on a hell of a show.
That was our thing. I mean, we definitely prided ourselves on the live performance. We wanted, you know, to deliver an experience that was definitely, you know, our deal. So, and there's, you know, it's kind of a rare, hard to get. You know, I came across some crazy footage of a show. I think it was down in like Tampa or something. I don't even know what these people recorded the thing on, maybe a handheld big old VHS camera or some shit on their, you know, on their toting that thing around. But I don't know, definitely not on a phone. But it's just crazy to see some of that old footage and I'm like, wow, you know, yeah, I don't know. The live thing for us that's what it was all about.
Well, I know. Like I said, going back to him when I talked to him, I mean, he had nothing but great things to say about him. He always thought real highly of you guys, and you know.
Well, we thought highly of him, man. He got it done. He's such a character. I've seen them. I went and saw Slaughter, I think, out here in my neighborhood, kind of like up in Santa Barbara or something in the last 3 or 4 years. I was in the Minneapolis St. Paul airport or somewhere. I forget what airport it was. And I heard this voice booming, you know, like, you know, doing something. And I go, that sounds like Strum. And sure enough, I turn and there he is, you know, over at the ticket counter of like United Airlines or so. It might have been O'Hare. And I'm like, the guy has not changed, man. He is still busting balls, man. He is that guy. I love him. He's just the best.
He stays pretty busy, man. That guy's out touring, doing something all the time, man. And when he's not doing that, he's working, man.
Vince Neil, I think he was playing and managing Vince's solo thing and that whole deal. So yeah, he keeps busy. He finds a way, man. Props to him.
Right on.
Love that brother.
So what's the chances of getting a little insight on the new record, man? I mean, any titles to the song, title to the album?
I believe I'm. This music is stuff that like maybe 80 or 70% of it I wrote on piano in my home, which I just to, you know, for a disclaimer, I do not really qualify myself as a piano player, but I play enough of most things to write a song. So it's just very personal, you know, honest, much like a Golden. Like I said, it's kind of just picking up where that kind of stuff kind of left off. Those were all songs that I had written, you know, just either on acoustic or, well, Stay was the first song I'd ever written on piano. So that, you know, my childlike skills. But hey, man, I try not to get in the way of a song, and I just try to let the thing, you know, do what it wants to do, and whether it wants to be country or soul, pop, rock, you know, there's a little bit of everything on there. Oh, hold on one second.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah. But I think I'm picking up where Golden left off. I think I'm calling it Silver Linings.
Okay.
And yeah, I got a song on there called Black Patience. unconditional. There's a lot of it's just real personal, heart-centered. I think especially in the times we're in right now, we can definitely use some of this stuff, if I say so myself.
Absolutely.
Just coming from the heart, man. Keep it real.
Right on. And now you mentioned Stay a couple seconds ago. Now you actually had 2 versions of that, correct, on the Golden record? There was
I did. I had a second version with my kid that this is a Jagger Smooth mix. That's actually my son who did the little, Never Want to Let You Go, that whole little rap thing that he laid in there. I was like, that's cool. And so we just kind of put a little twist on it and flipped it on its head and called it good.
Nice. Yep. Okay. I knew there was something. Yeah. I knew there was another version of that song out there. And, so I got one little request. I got a buddy of mine back home in Illinois, and his name is Jason Slaw. And I said, well, I go, you want me to ask him anything when I talk to him? He's like, man, I can't think of anything. He says, just tell him to give me a little shout out. So if you can give a little shout out to Jason Slaw, man, he would appreciate it.
Rock and roll, Jason Slaw.
That's it.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, brother, for the back to Chicago props, brother. Jason Slaw, rock and roll, my friend. Yeah. Thank you.
Are you got Illinois ties there? Is that where you're from? Or are you originally?
Yes, I do actually. I was born in Detroit, but a short stint in Chicago. I went to grade school in Park Forest.
Okay.
And I which is south, I think, a south suburb. We were White Sox fans. Sorry about that, all the Cubby fans, but
I'm a Cubs fan, man. I watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm from Illinois myself, man. I'm actually in Missouri now, but I'm from Illinois.
Oh, right on. Oh my God, Missouri! I'm on the Ozark. Have you been watching that shit?
No, I have not, but I know exactly what you're talking about, but I haven't checked it out yet.
That's a great series, brother. Anyway, Jason Slaw back in Chi-Town. One of my favorite pizza places, Aurelio's. I don't know. Maybe I'll give you another shout out to Aurelio's. There you go. Thin crust.
I'm telling them, checks in the mail, man. You don't do that stuff for free now. Oh.
Right on.
So, hey, is there anything else? You got an Instagram page or anything that you would like to let people know that they can check out, or,
Yeah, I mean, I do a little bit of, I'm so, the social media. I do have a page, My Sharona. It's my _ Sharona, SHAREAUX. My Sharona. A little play on words, my last name, My Sharona. That's my Instagram, and you can find me on, all the other outlets and whatnot. I'll be making them, like I said, putting out some little teasers and whatnot of some tunes, and hopefully release something here off the Silver Linings shortly. And there's also a Zen from Mars record coming down the pipe as well, so keep an ear out for that.
Who you got coming back for that? Just about everybody, or? I know
Say again?
You had some other guys on that project with you. I think somebody from Bang Tango. Is a lot of those guys coming back, or?
That's true. It's True Fortier. It's Chips Enough from Enough's Enough.
Yeah.
It's been a long road, long project, but it's we're so close to being done, and like they say, there'll be no wine before it's time. But the stuff is amazing. Looking forward to it.
Chip, man, he's always a hoot to hang out with, man.
There is one track out right now called Mother Evolution. So you want to find that on all your streaming outlets and whatnot, so iTunes and whatnot. Zen from Mars, Mother Evolution.
Perfect.
Yeah, baby.
So you guys, are you recording that back at Chip's studio there in Illinois, or are you doing it out there?
Everyone's doing it in the convenience and comfort of their own home.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the file sharing record. The band has only been in the room all together, I would say, one time.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so.
And who would have ever thought 20, 30 years ago you'd be able to do that?
Nearly impossible. It was not even a thought till Pro Tools came along.
Absolutely. Well,
but it's cool. So, we can all just stay. We've all got our own little setups and whatnot, and just fire it off. And but we've had a wonderful. We got a guy named Richard Easterling who's been mixing it and mastering it, and he's just amazing, and got quite a career of things and people he's worked with. So I would definitely suggest looking him up, man. That guy's a master at what he does. It's beautiful. So fortunate enough to have him involved, and man, just looking forward to having that coming out. That's my solo stuff is one thing, and that's one vibe. But then Zen from Mars is a whole nother. That's like the rock vibe, and we got a little something for everybody.
There you go. Well, that's awesome, man. We're definitely looking forward to the new music, buddy. And
thank you so much, Bob.
Anything else you'd like to tell the people before I let off here, man? We can.
Like I said at the beginning of this conversation, given the situation we're in right now, I just hope and pray for everybody, for good health and just to take this thing seriously and we don't want to mess around with this thing. We're all in together, and we're gonna get through it to the other side. And hopefully, to all my fellow musicians and people who rely on gigs and merch and whatever else it is that they have to make a living. And I'm just sending out the love to all of them, and hopefully we can get back out there and get back to some entertainment and having enjoying life and whatnot. But in the meantime, just stay healthy, take care of one another, man. Family.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. And thank you so much again for being on the show. And once we get all this stuff put together, brother, I'll send it to you and let you know. Send you a link and all that good stuff so you can check it out.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. If you want some musical, I don't know I can send you Mother Evolution. I can send you a bit from from a solo record, little maybe a little clip from something, so you can throw that in there. If that helps, whatever you want to do.
Sure, man. I will. You can go ahead and just shoot that over to me, man, and we can fit that in there. I imagine that's not a problem.
Got it. You got it, Bob.
All right, brother. Well, man, thanks again, Stephen. I really appreciate you, man. Been a long-time fan of yours, and you take care of yourself and you stay safe, my man.
Thank you very much, Bob. It's a pleasure, brother. Cheers to you, man. All the best.
Right on, baby. Maybe we can have you back when that new record hits.
I love it, brother. We'll be back.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Well, that concludes today's show of the Metal Bob Live podcast. Please see our sponsor links, and thank you for listening. Metal Bob out.